Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We all look at NFL players as the richest people around, signing contracts for tens of millions of dollars, owning mansions worth a ton, driving cars everywhere. But as you and I both know, not everyone has the same luck. In every profession, people go broke, and the NFL is no exception. Let's talk about 10 times that NFL players went broke. But before we get started, be sure to leave a like, comment on the video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to get notified about all of our videos. Alright, let's dive right in. At number 10 is Luther Ellis. A defensive tackle for the Lions, then the Broncos, Luther Ellis made a ton of money, like most NFL players do. We don't see anything out of the ordinary in this story until after his retirement. Ellis made some risky investments and failed miserably. While we often think NFL players are set for life, Ellis is an example of when things go wrong and people go bankrupt. At number 9, Travis Henry. Travis Henry really gave himself a ton of problems. He had a great career in the NFL, playing for the Buffalo Bills, the Tennessee Titans, and the Denver Broncos. But he never actually retired because he was actually released after failing multiple different drug tests. Then in 2008, he was arrested for trafficking cocaine. He also has around 11 kids with 10 different women, and was briefly arrested and put in prison because he couldn't afford to pay the child support. At number 8 is Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor is a Hall of Fame linebacker, considered one of the best players ever, and played for the Giants. He did an amazing job during his pro football career, flourishing professionally with a terrible personal life. Taylor was a large drug user throughout his career, and after failing drug tests, partying too hard, frequent spending, and a few drug-related arrests, he eventually lost everything when he committed tax fraud. In the 1990s, he filed for bankruptcy. Oof. At number 7 is Dan Marino. Dan Marino broke records, but no one expected him to go broke. After his retirement, he worked a few jobs as a sportcaster and an analyst, but it was a bad move that caused him to nearly go broke. Back in 2012, at the Coachella concert, we saw Tupac Shakur resurrected as a hologram. Marino thought it was really cool, and he bought shares in the company that did it, Digital Domain. However, that business would eventually go bankrupt, causing Marino to lose around $14 million. At number 6, Chris McAllister. Chris McAllister was a cornerback in the NFL who played for 11 seasons, largely with the Baltimore Ravens. He was an awesome player, and he ended his football career having earned $45 million or so. Despite his large earnings, he managed to spend away most of his earnings after his career in the league. Then he ended up having difficulties with paying his child support that was just $3,000. That's what tipped us off that he was totally broke. At number 5 is Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp played for the Bucs and the Raiders during his career and had a whole lot of success, but had a lot of trouble later on. After being invited to the Hall of Fame, Sapp spent money on cars, clothes, and houses, eventually spending too much and having to auction all of it off in order to get by. Next up, at number 4 is Deuce McAllister. This guy played for the Saints from 2001 to 2009 and had a pretty good career in football, but his work after his career was pretty rough. He purchased a Nissan dealership after his career. Pretty good. Soon after, the dealership went broke. Not good. This took away a lot of his money, causing him to go broke even after his lucrative football career. He couldn't pay Nissan or his mortgage, so he goes on the list for football players who went totally broke. Next up at number 3 is Dermontti Dawson. Dermontti Dawson was a very successful football player, playing for 12 years on the same team and being elected into the Hall of Fame. But his real estate business failed hard, and he wasn't able to keep up with his debts. With $69 million in debt and only $1.5 million in the bank, he was in serious trouble. Like everyone else on the list, his fall from grace made him go broke quicker than you'd expect of a pro football player. At number 2 is Terrell Owens. T.O. had a real rough attitude and was a good player, but it didn't just all work out for him in the end. T.O. was outspoken, pompous, and just a bad teammate. He never stuck with any team for a very long time because of his inability to be a good teammate, and he never had much success as a result. He made bad investments after retiring and stopped being able to pay his expenses. He went really broke. And at number 1 is Ray Rice. Most of us have heard the story of Ray Rice because it was national news. His aggravated assault on his wife put him in a lot of hot water with fans, and he was never able to return to the field. His legal fees were expensive and took a large chunk out of his fortune, and it really all just stopped going well for him. Rice went broke because of a series of bad decisions, like mostly everybody else on the list. Well guys, that's going to do it for this video, so thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss another video. We'll see you guys next time.